Smart 24, driving business.
A warm welcome. With only one best of graduates. As well, today is today. What's here? We are minutes. Means Avenue and and of course our country in East Africa and across the borders globally. Well, we also have a Smart Digital application. You can go on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. Just type in Smart Digital application, and you will get just download just a few MBs. Don't you worry, and you will get the latest information that we have radio stations you can listen in. They're really educative in terms of business, entertaining, and of course, Smart 24 TV are there streaming for you. Well, today in our morning call, we're going to look at different stories that have made headlines throughout the week, and of course, looking at there was food distribution that started in Nachivale for the refugees, and they actually appealed to government for provision of water and electricity. That is in Isinjo district. For those that have been to Western Uganda, in the west, where Isinjo district, just in Barara, then you can take a turn right there, and you will get to go to Isinjo. That is where some refugees are. There is a refugee camp there in Isinjo, and they're in need of water and electricity, which is one of the key important factors. Water, most especially, water is life, like someone once said. Now, of course, the Office of the Prime Minister has begun the distribution of food items donated by the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Congolese refugees in Nachivale settlement in Kasese. And of course, at that distribution, the refugees appealed to government to provide them with water sources and electricity for improved livelihoods. And take note, the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was the one responsible for donating these food items, the relief food items for the people staying in Nachivale, for refugees staying in Nachivale, I beg your pardon. Now, of course, the appeal was made by Phineas Mushumba, who represented other refugees at Lubondo zone in Nachivale settlement camp. And of course, he also said that they are having trouble to get water for domestic use, which is affecting the way they live. Like I said, in all things, unless probably electricity may wait, you could use other forms of lighting. You could use the natural source of light, or probably you can use candles like we used to, or lamps. Yeah, but water is really necessary. You need to wash, you have to do your laundry, you have to do your dishes, you have to, be hygienic. So water is really necessary. Before they go any further, they need water, and the rest can come. Probably electricity could come after that. And of course, he's also said among them, there are people with skills in welding and are in position to make ends meet, but there is lack of electricity. Yes. So, like I said, once these refugees come in Uganda or whatever settlement they go in, there have been people who have been living lives while they were in their country. But as it is, as a government that is responsible for them, you should be able to provide necessities, basic needs. Yeah, basic needs for these people. So they have urged government to provide for them these equipment, these resources, water and electricity, so that they can actually commerce. Now, of course, the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia donated 342 tons of relief food to the Congolese refugees, which is worth 1.85 billion shillings. And of course, for some of you, you may think 342 tons, well, it's worth the money. Probably it is worth the money. Now, of course, each of the 12,700 food boxes contains 10 kilos of maize flour, 5 kilograms of sugar. I think every family is apportioned that. 10 kilograms of maize flour. Then we have 5 kilograms of sugar, 5 kilograms of rice, 4 kilograms of beans, 1 kilogram of salt, and 5 liters of vegetable oil. Right there in one package. So the tons food boxes are 12,700. And of course, we do appreciate the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for making this tremendous effort to make sure that these refugees are really facilitated and really taken care of. Well, of course, away from that, the Ministry of Finance also warned government organizations against non-funding. Of course, there was none other than the permanent secretary, who was a chief organizer, Ramadan Gobi, actually lashed out at various government agencies to failing paying bills. Yes, from the beginning of this year, actually, there was a complaint that was directed to the Ministry of Health on having failed to pay the arrears. And of course, this was in regards to the different hospitals that were crying in dilemma. They were disconnected. There was no electricity, there was no water. Yes, electricity and water. And the same, we've been seeing the same in prisons, and it's really quite alarming, Every agency, I don't know, whichever, if for the hospitals, if the government hospitals, I believe the Ministry of Health is the one responsible for helping pay the arrears. Because at the end of the day, if you're under a ministry or an agency, it's going to tarnish your name. It's going to tarnish the name. So I urge people, ministries or agencies to pay their arrears. It does not look good in the eyes of the public, honestly. Now, of course, including water and electricity, citing lack of funds from the Ministry of Finance or the delay in payment. So I do not know if these payments are never facilitated or budgeted for when the Ministry of Finance is, laying out the budget for the whole year, the financial year budget, because those things have to be well taken care of. So you can imagine you're in a hospital, it doesn't have electricity, in surgery, So it's not good. Water and electricity are very important. Like I said, beginning, hospitals have a lot of bills. Millions of money are being demanded. Why? Because they're not responsible for paying their areas. They're not responsible for paying the bills. The different ministries, the ones responsible, they pay to the ministry. They pay to the ministries of probably water and Source Corporation, or they pay to MEME or the Ministry of Energy. So there has to be something that has to be done. Of course, this followed the report this week that the prison of Ruzira had been cut off from water, and that is when Ramadan Gobi said the ministry is doing its job, providing services to those institutions, including prisons, but poor planning and allocation of funds in those institutions is causing the problem. Well, I don't know if they, well, the argument would be if they have really submitted the appropriate, if probably these entities do really provide the right amount, or probably use the right, use the resources given to them to pay their areas. Yeah, so maybe, let's say, the Ministry of Finance is the one to blame now. I'm just thinking out loud anyway. Take caution, you have to take precautions. Yes, of course, oral pills taken once daily has 700,000 people using for free. So you could also be. Then there's the new. Actually, there's an injection, and the vaginal ring, which has antiviral drug, has 360 people using for free. So you can use that if you feel your job has something to do with that, so that you prevent yourself from contracting. Yes, and of course it's much easier compared to, taking the pills. So let's be cautious. Let's protect our lives, because this is an endangered zone. This here is very endangering. Now, of course, political players were in on FDC Katonga's new party, and of course, looking here at a lot is happening in our country, Uganda. Of course, experts outline strategies to power Uganda's economic dream. And seeing here Henry Musasizi, Honorable Henry Musasizi, right here. Then there was Mr. Ramadan Gobi, yes, here as well. to give his view on this. And of course, the government in its blueprint aims at growing the economy from the current GDP of 50 billion to 500 billion US dollars by 2040. Right here, and of course, how to leverage ICT to achieve transformation, experts tell government. Well, of course, it's 23 minutes past 7 a.m. Let's go for a short commercial break, and I'll be back with what is happening in East Africa and moving on to what is happening in Uganda as well.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
And in talking news, MTN has improved on their data voice bundles. You can now call across all networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say.
Amos, did you hear about the MTN daily voice bundles?
So, to join many more other Ugandans enjoying these MTN daily voice bundles, dial *100 *21# or use the My MTN app to start enjoying. Hey, stay tuned for more offers from MTN.
Is my joy. Ono bulu magiki wange. Ayo. Talaba kumabala atukuza nonyirirawo kirako enyange. Tayisa bubi fabriki kyonna kyekiri kigwa lwa bulu magiki. Bulu magiki is my choice. Ono bulu magiki wange. Bulu magiki is my choice. Hey, ono bulu magiki, blue magiki wange.
It's the most fun-filled month of the year, and GoTV's going all out for little ones of all ages. Our crazy characters will be lighting up their screens all day long.
What's going on in here?
Sounds so adventurous.
There's plenty to do for the whole family with our world-class kids channels.
It's all here. It is pretty great, right?
For non-stop festive fun, stay connected or reconnect to GoTV to keep busy brains entertained and learning this festive season.
What a wonderful idea!
Super Football on DSTV Cutback for only 110,000 shillings per month.
Cooking oil like no other makes your meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda. Yeah, the taste of Uganda. The taste of Uganda.
Smart 24, driving business.
Well, welcome back from that short commercial break. You're still watching Smart Means Business on Smart 24 TV We Drive. Your business every day, running from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. It's quite a very beautiful morning with smiles right here from me, Masika Time, and Andrew Barija. And of course, a lot is happening in the country, Uganda, and I promise you would exhaust this whole issue of what is happening in Uganda. And of course, before we shall cover that in our second hour, but right now we're going to see what is happening in East Africa, Karibu East Africa, Madam Say, Habari,